This is Snake. Can you hear me? Good. The mission is simple. Put your geek pants on and infiltrate Foxhound. If you need backup, contact Ken and Chris on their codec frequency. Ready? Snake out.
See what I bought at EB the other day? Look at this. Look what I found.
Oh!
Look at that.
That is awesome. Oh, speaking of Spider-Man, I've actually recently unlocked the 2099 costume, like the original one. I've been rocking that one since.
It's a sweet costume.
It is pretty fucking sweet.
Yeah.
I just got through my first cutscene with him in it, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty bitchin'. It's pretty bitchin'. His power's lame, though. The gravity one. My power that I typically use is the increased focus web blossom. That's what I've been using.
I've been using the bulletproof.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good
I
one.
like the web blossom one because it just takes down guys like crazy.
Yeah.
This is fucking sweet.
Yeah, I had to get that.
Yeah, there's no way you
I
couldn't.
really love the costume. That's the first Marvel Legends toy I've bought in probably 20 years.
Yeah.
Like, straight up, I was like, it feels weird to be buying a toy.
But the costume is so cool. And I love how originally I was like, why the fuck would they give him that ugly costume?
I know.
With the white spider and the white everything else. Then I see 30 seconds of video and I'm like, that's amazing. He's getting his own comic.
I know. Guess what's on my pull list of Gary's?
That comic. Yeah, okay. All right.
Because apparently it adapts this game, but adds a whole bunch of stuff in that was cut from the original screenplay. I'm
okay with
I'm down with that.
I'm okay with it.
I love these versions of the characters so much.
I play through the I've read a couple of reviews that didn't like the Miles and MJ stealth missions.
I don't mind them.
They're easy.
They're not hard. Well, I mean, I guess if you're playing on hard, they're probably pretty hard. But
well, even on Amazing, like I just went through the one where there's that scientist in the tents.
Yeah.
I ripped through that one, no problem.
Yeah, and that was probably the hardest one.
The Tombstone one, I remember I had trouble with.
Yeah. Because,
like, I don't know what I was doing. I was like, ugh.
Well, it's a lot easier with Miles than MJ, because MJ just does that little friggin' beacon sound thing.
Yeah.
Miles can, like, hack the friggin' electronics around
Yeah, that's the one I'm at now, where Miles is
Yeah.
hacking the drones. But I remember people were, like, up in arms about that, and I was like, okay, it's fine, though. Like, I actually like it because it breaks away from the other ones, the other different missions. Although I remember you said the research missions with the lightning one.
The lightning one?
Yeah, you weren't kidding.
That's the bitch right there.
That was it took me like 4 or 5 tries.
Yeah.
No, 5 tries.
Because you get struck 3 times, you're done. And you're swinging the whole city.
Man.
Like, it's like fucking 1,200 fucking meters out.
At first I did it and I was like, oh, okay. And they're like, yeah, don't get hit. And I was like, okay, fine. And then I was like, I just got to stay in between. Yeah. And I was like, oh, they move. Oh, that's awesome. Mm-hmm. So I did the first beacon. And I remember like, okay, well, Ken said it was pretty bad. And I was like, oh, there's 3 more to go. All right. Died instantly.
Yeah.
Like, and literally like.
It goes bzzz, and you're like hitting X to just like zip out of the
every time I died, it was after the second one. So like I finally did the second one.
Yeah. Then
I died immediately. Then I did the third one, and I died immediately. I was like, I can't fucking...
And then you're back at the beginning.
I was like, I am so mad here. And then finally, like, I got through it, and I just barely got through it, but I was like, whew, because of course, you have to hack it while it's on you.
Yeah.
So you have to get there with enough life to do it before... But I finished that one, but the Taskmaster ones are the ones that I'm doing now, and I'm like, ah.
I hate the Taskmaster ones because it's so hard to get silver.
Oh.
And you need to get, like...
I've got 1 silver.
I got 1 silver.
In the beat-em-ups, I got 1 silver.
I got a couple silvers on the stealth.
I got no silvers on the stealth.
I'm doing pretty good on stealth. The ones I suck on are the ones where you got to follow the drone.
Oh, I hate the drone.
Those are the worst ones.
I hate the drone ones, especially because I also I hate the bird.
Yeah.
Bird side mission. I really wish I never opened up that side quest,
but
I did, so I'm gonna do it. But that's the one I've done the least on.
The shitty thing is you got to get gold on all these challenges because they unlock half the costumes.
Oh, really?
You look at all the later costumes, you need like a shit ton of challenge tokens.
Huh.
So right now, like I'm done the game, but I have like 4 costumes to unlock because I don't have enough challenge tokens.
I don't like that.
So I got to replay the challenges and try to get better now.
I don't like that.
I hate it.
I really don't like that. I really don't like that.
Yeah.
Because I actually don't like...
I want all the costumes.
I don't like the Taskmaster options. And I thought I would.
Yeah.
Because I like Taskmaster as a character. And I thought this representation is pretty good. Although, I would have preferred if it was actually his skull.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one thing. I'm like, you couldn't just do a skull? Fighting him was a pain in the ass, though. I got beat.
Got beat? Well, the second fight with him is even...
well...
I mean, harder, obviously.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Another pre-episode ramble.
Yeah! But hey, it's connected to what we're talking about today.
Which is Spider-Man. Into the Spider-Verse Spider-Man.
Ooh. That actually
I
had
practiced.
a nice flow to it.
Full disclosure, I practiced.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah.
And they touch,
Spider-Man, Spider-Noir.
they touch on the 60s show so much. Yes. Before we hop into this, I'm going to just quickly talk about what I was going to talk to you about the end of last episode that I did talk to you about.
Oh, yeah, the
for this episode.
cliffhanger.
Remember that?
Wow.
Remember that cliffhanger?
I do.
Okay. So, you know how I was saying December was a really good month for movies?
Yes.
We're going to talk, we talked Aquaman, we're going to talk Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Yep.
We won't probably talk about this, but I'm going to say it right now. Bumblebee is amazing.
It looked really good.
Hands down, best Transformers movie. So much heart. Really good.
Out of all the
Really
Transformer
good.
movies, and I loved the first one.
Yeah.
Didn't love the second one as much, but I still really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Hated the third.
Yeah.
So much so that I didn't watch the fourth or the fifth.
Well, you're not missing anything with the fifth.
That's what I understand.
The fifth is the biggest piece of garbage I've ever seen.
Yeah, it looked so bad.
I'm like, I
But-
watched.
When they announced Bumblebee,
Yeah.
the first words out of my mouth were, why?
Yeah,
It's
fuck
gonna.
that.
This is dumb. What is this? A retcon? A reboot? Like fuck this shit. Then I watched the trailers and I was like, that actually looks really good.
And I feel bad because it's really struggling at the box office.
Is it?
It is because last night killed Transformers. Like people are like, "Ugh, Transformers." Ugh. So last night is a piece of garbage. I'm gonna joke. Horrible movie.
It looks so good though. I gotta tell you,
It is so
Bumblebee
good.
looks so good.
And tell you right now, Haley Steinfeld, she does the best here she's ever done before. Her acting in this is phenomenal.
Even better than Into the Spider-Verse?
Even better than that. Also,
Well, then again, she's also the focus. Though.
John Cena's amazing.
Yeah.
He did some crazy acting lessons before this movie. It's
Well,
good.
he's been hanging out with Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
Who is an actor of his generation.
Yeah.
The finest actor of his generation.
Absolutely. It's a really good movie. I highly recommend checking it out. I don't know if we'll ever do a Camcast on it, but I'm saying right now.
If I watch it,
watch Bumblebee.
If I watch it, well, I'm gonna watch it because I do want to see it. So we will do a Camcast on it.
Okay, we'll do Bumblebee.
You heard it
watch
here first.
Bumblebee.
Bumblebee Camcast, but watch Bumblebee.
Yes. Just ignore the rest before it.
I mean, I sat through Jurassic Park: Fallen Kingdom, Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
I could sit through Bumblebee.
Oh, so good, so good. Chris, I'm very excited to talk about Into the Spider-Verse.
Ken, how excited are you?
I'm very, very, very excited. You know why I'm so excited, Chris?
Why, Ken?
Because this is the first Nick Cage movie we've ever talked about on the Camcast.
And yet, he hasn't even ever been on this show.
Nick?
Come on, Nick. Just
Nick.
come on our Camcast.
Please.
I'll bring cookies. My wife is a hell of a baker.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I'll bring me.
What more could you ask for, Nick? Anyway.
Our first Nick Cage movie, though.
Yeah.
I realized that today while I was like, oh, Nick Cage was really great. I was like, great Nick Cage.
That's right.
We've never talked about a Nick Cage movie.
Although we do have to do a Nick Cage fucking...
Yeah.
Maybe like March will be Nick Cage month.
We're going to do a 24-hour live marathon of Nick Cage movies.
No, we're not. We're never doing that one.
What? Why?
We're not doing 24
8 a.m. on
hours.
Saturday to 8 a.m. on Sunday, Nick Cage straight.
Yeah, I'm not going to be there for that. I'll
Why?
pop in. I'll pop in from time to time. You know?
Yeah.
But if we're going to do like a Nick Cage month, it's got to only be good Nick Cage movies. I don't know if I can sit through the terrible ones.
Yeah, I don't know. There's quite a bit of terrible ones.
At this point now, there's more terrible ones than there's good ones.
It's unfortunate, but yes, there is.
I think it's him and Bruce Willis are like neck and neck for almost canceling out all the goodwill that they've had.
Ever done.
Hey, remember Moonstruck? No, because I watched fucking...
Butthole Surfer Face.
That actually doesn't sound like a bad movie.
I watched
Only
that.
because the Butthole Surfers is a great band.
Yeah, This butthole surfer face.
Butthole surfer face is interesting, to say the least.
It is. So
I wish I could have remembered a shitty Nick Cage movie.
But I just tried to ignore them, and I blocked it from my mind.
Wicker Man. There we go.
There we go.
I think that was one of the first ones that I heard that people were like, it's terrible.
That was kind of the kickoff.
Yeah, it was the beginning of the end, I guess.
The bees!
Or was it, what is it, that war movie, the one where he's like the arms dealer.
Lord of War.
Lord of War.
Lord of War.
Which I liked.
Yep.
Not a lot of people did.
No, and it bombed.
It bombed. I think that was his
like
first
2 or 3 bombs in a row there.
Because that was around the same time as Bangkok Dangerous.
That's the movie that kicked it off.
Yeah. And I called it.
And I tried so hard.
I fucking called that shit.
I watched that twice in the theater.
I called that shit. I said, I'm not watching that thing. It looks like garbage. No, it doesn't. It looks great.
Yeah.
And then you watch it and you're like,
it's amazing. I'm going to watch it again.
And then you watch it again and then you're like, no, it's still, like, good. And I was like, it looked like garbage. I even sat through Next and I refused to watch that. And I watched Next and I remember just being like, huh.
My problem with Next was that the whole movie didn't happen.
That's not my problem with it. My problem with Next was that they established that his powers were that he could see like a certain amount of time in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Like 6 minutes or something ridiculous like that, right?
Yeah.
But the entire movie spans across a couple of days. Let's say for the sake of argument, 2 whole days.
Mm-hmm.
You can't establish a 6-minute window, but then go, just kidding, 2 days in the future.
Yep.
And then expect me to go, oh, this is a great movie.
Next, it's basically once Nick grew out the mullet.
That's a wig.
He had the same hair in Bangkok Dangerous.
It's a wig.
I think he grew it out, man.
I don't think he grew it out. I think he just found a wig that he liked that he thought made him look super young.
Maybe. Nick, come on our show. Confirm.
Yeah.
We want to know what's going on with your hair.
Yeah. Let me know that I'm right and that it is, in fact, a plethora of wigs that you've been imploring since, I don't know.
Just for saying he wears wigs.
National treasure.
Oh, he's going to put a cigarette out on your forehead.
Oh, as long as it covers up some of the zits, I'm fine. I'm fine with it. Because I'm getting a massive attack of adult acne, and I'm not sure why.
You do a karate kick all our equipment down because we're in a little tiny room.
Yeah. Do a fucking flip and then take off a jacket because he's overheating.
Destroy everything. And we'll just like, Nicky!
I think afterwards I'll be like, you know what? Yeah, it was what we expected, and I don't know why we wanted it.
Yeah. Should have got calicos for this show.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. They could flip the
Needed more room, for sure.
All right. So, into the Spider-Verse. We had talked about this in our lead-up of superhero movies.
Right.
And we had expressed a hope that this would do really well. Because it would mean more movies like this. I saw the trailer, and actually we saw 2 trailers, because we watched...
we did, yep. We did.
Yeah, so we watched the original trailer that everyone saw, but then there was the one at the end of...
Venom,
that's right. Where
which was more of like a scene.
It was an actual scene from the movie, and I immediately watching this movie, I remember I said to Ken, like, I loved how the trailers and the extended scene don't tell you anything about how this movie plays out.
No.
You know that it's alternate dimensions of Spider-Man coming together to fight a big bad guy, which you find out in one of the trailers that it's Wilson Fisk.
Yep.
But that's it. Okay? So when we first meet Spider-Man in Miles' world, we all assumed that this was our Spider-Man.
The Spider-Man.
We grew up with this Spider-Man.
It's straight up to Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
That's right. It was definitely.
Straight up.
Straight up.
They even did the dance. We don't talk about that.
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh my god, this is so awesome.
Yeah, except he's blonde. It was weird to make him blonde.
When they made him blonde?
You think they would have made the other one blonde.
The second they made him blonde, I was like, oh. Because they kill him off right away.
Yeah.
Which I didn't see coming.
Nope.
Like, when he was at the grave, I actually, I didn't think that it was Spider-Man. For some reason, I didn't think it was Spider-Man. I just thought it was somebody.
Well, I mean, why would you think it's Spider-Man? You see Spider-Man swinging around with him in the movie.
That's right.
Right?
But the fact that they killed him off, and so Chris Pine does the voice of this Spider-Man. which I didn't know.
I didn't even recognize it.
I had no idea that it was him. It wasn't until later, the Spider-Man Christmas album, that you actually can tell that it's him. Which, I gotta tell you, Chris Pine, for him to just sit there and do like a 5-minute like blink in this movie is pretty cool.
That's really cool.
But then for him to actually lend his vocals for that song for a fucking Christmas album, I was like, okay, man, you got me. So like, he's one of those guys where I feel like in real life he would just be like, yeah, I'm kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think he'd say that, but you'd just be
but
like,
you would be
really
like,
cool.
You're kind of cool.
You know, I don't think he'd be like Nathan Fillion, where you're just like, you shake his hand, and he's like, ah,
yeah,
my hand.
Like, hey man, nice to meet you. That's good.
I'm really
good
sorry
handshake.
that I forgot that your dad told me not to shake your hand.
Oh, Nathan.
Anyway, so, but the fact that they killed him within the first 10 minutes of the movie, I was blown away by, especially because within those 10 minutes,
my jaw dropped.
I was blown away. I was blown away.
What?
Because there was no indication that was going to happen.
Yeah.
There was every indication that Miles was going to get bit by a spider, develop spider powers similar to Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But that Peter Parker, something happened in his life that he was like, he gave up. He was still Spider-Man, but that's all he was. He wasn't really anything else. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that they were going to kill off his Spider-Man in such a wicked way, because he's like, hey man, you got to do this. You got to help me here. Don't worry, I'm fine. Everything's great. And then Fisk kills him after he fights a crazy-looking Green Goblin.
Just ginormous.
Just crazy.
Yeah.
But then what really sold it for me was the after the fact with the funeral, and Mary Jane is talking about her husband. And it reminded me of Ultimate Spider-Man's death, which I was, like I've said in previous Camcast, one of my favorite comic books because it encapsulates being a hero. Yep. And that's exactly what they did in the first 15 minutes of this movie.
Yep.
It encapsulated Spider-Man, even though it wasn't our Spider-Man. It was Spider-Man like we've known him, a hero right to the end.
Mm-hmm.
And it was amazing.
Absolutely amazing.
I was getting a little teared up because I was like, oh my god, that's nuts.
Yep.
You know?
It was. Oh.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah. This movie.
It's so good.
It's so good.
So good.
To the point where for the first time ever, I'm questioning whether Spider-Man 2 is still my favorite Spider-Man movie.
Oh, no, that's not a question for me.
And then I'm like, it's Into the Spider-Verse now. This is my favorite Spider-Man movie.
I'm not going to go there. This is really close, though.
You still Homecoming?
Spider-Man 2 is still my favorite.
Oh, Spider-Man 2 is still your favorite?
Homecoming wasn't my favorite Spider-Man
I think
movie.
Into the Spider-Verse...
You must have misunderstood. Spider-Man 2 has always been my favorite Spider-Man.
Yeah,
That's never changed. I love Homecoming, but there's too much of it that I don't like. Because I can't say that it's a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay?
That's the thing.
The Spider-Man
I figured Spider 2
aspects...
was still your favorite.
Spider-Man aspects in Homecoming are great.
Yeah.
You know, I know that they're doing they're shifting the Uncle Ben thing to Tony Stark. And I feel like that's how he dies in Avengers 4, you know. And it's going to be the Uncle Ben moment for Peter Parker.
Yeah. Which
still makes me so mad.
Yeah.
So mad. Because you had multiple Spider-Mans in this one. And they all were Spider-Man because of their uncle in some way, shape, or form. Even Miles Morales.
Mm-hmm.
He became a true, better Spider-Man because of his uncle.
Yeah. Which
is one of the smartest things Bendis has ever done. Because he took a new Spider-Man and did the same thing.
Yeah, did the same thing. And he made the Prowler a cool character.
More so in the movie.
I never thought Prowler
More
was
so
cool.
In the movie.
More so in the movie.
Because Ultimate Prowler I could care less for. But this...
Oh, Prowler in this movie...
let's just go stage by stage, though. Okay?
Yeah, okay.
So first and foremost, we meet Miles Morales, and I instantly like Miles Morales.
Yes.
I liked him. I loved his dad. I thought that was great.
What's his name?
Shameik Moore.
Shameik. I was going to go with Shameik. I'll butcher names, man. I haven't even got to this one yet.
Oh, Mahershala Ali.
Mahershala.
Mahershala Ali.
Mahershala.
Oh yeah, it's not Indian. You don't have that. Mahershala Ali. No, it's not that. It's not a throat thing.
Anyways, he's a great actor,
Sweet
though.
Tooth.
Mr. Ali.
Was it Sweet Tooth? Sweetback? I keep fucking that
fuck
one
it
up.
up.
Cottonmouth. It's Cottonmouth. He was Cottonmouth. That's right.
Sweetback.
Every fucking time I keep saying Sweetback.
Yeah, if I heard Luke Cage say Sweetback to another man, I'd fall.
That'd be pretty cool. Sweetback.
Hey, Sweetback.
My sick voice makes a pretty good Nicolas Cage.
Sweetback.
So Shamik Moore.
Shamik Moore is amazing as Miles Morales.
He's amazing as Miles Morales, but the actual writing of Miles Morales is great.
Chemistry with his father, so funny.
Oh, I loved it.
So
I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
I thought it was so great. I wish there was a bit more with his mom, but that's only because I read a bunch of the Ultimate stuff.
Yeah.
So, and I know how that plays out, but like, I mean, right away I love it. Right at the beginning where he's dropping his son off. He's a cop, and he's dropping his son off, and he goes, "I love you," and then it's like, you gotta say, "I love you" back.
Yeah.
And he doesn't
Everyone
fucking
is
leave
look at him
at all until he says, "I love you"
Yeah.
back. I thought that was great. I even love the fact that they have it so that Miles is a smart kid in a school for smart people, and he's kind of the dumb kid.
Yeah.
So he feels out of place. He doesn't feel like he's the big shot like he did. Like, I love it when he's walking past his school and all his school friends are like, "Hey, man. Hey, miss you." And he's like, "Yeah, miss you too." And then he gets to this school and he's like, "Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm a loser."
Yeah.
And I thought that was really cool. Even the instant meeting with Gwen, which was awesome.
Yep. I really like. You know what this movie made me do? It made me want to read Spider-Gwen and Miles Morales again.
Yeah, it actually made me want to do those.
It actually made me want to start reading their comics.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't now. Obviously, budget reasons.
Oh, yeah, I'm not.
But, I mean,
I'm not going to, but I did the same thing because
Yeah,
I was like,
okay.
"Oh yeah, that's right. They're actually really awesome characters in their own right."
Yeah.
I actually feel like Marvel missed a step by calling her Spider Ghost or Ghost Spider.
Yeah.
Instead of just going Spider Woman.
Yeah.
You know? Because she calls herself Spider Woman in this movie, and I thought that was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
She'd say, "Hey, I'm Ghost Spider," because they'd go, "Well, that makes no sense. Why are you Ghost Spider?"
Yeah.
And then she'd have to say, "Well,
I'm a
because
spider. I'm white.
there's 3 different Spider Women out there, and I can't be one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Also, my name's Gwen, so I gotta call myself Spider-Gwen." Like, none of that. Just Spider-Woman. Fuck it. Leave it.
Yeah.
But I've always liked her costume design. I always thought that looked awesome.
Her costume design's always been awesome. And I never knew anything about the character, but like, it was like, Gwen Stacy's back. That's all I knew at first. I was like, that's stupid.
I actually
I'm
didn't
like, the
mind
costume
because,
looks awesome. But
yeah.
Come on, Gwen Stacy's back. I never realized it was a different Gwen from a different dimension.
Yeah,
Who
well,
lost Peter, and that made her become
this.
And I thought, that is really cool.
Even though I like the fact that, like, she's best friends with Peter Parker, and he ends up becoming the Lizard, and she accidentally kills him. And that's her impetus to be better, you know, which I thought was really cool. That's probably one of my favorite things about this movie is that it's about being better.
Yeah.
You know? Not saying that there's anything wrong with how you are now, but just being better.
Mm-hmm.
So having Miles not having a great relationship with his parents, even though they're pretty cool, like they're pretty good people.
Yeah, they were cool.
He wants to hang out with his uncle,
Mm-hmm.
who I love how they intimate immediately that he's not necessarily a good guy. Like, he's not a bad uncle, but he's not a good dude.
Yeah.
Like, his dad is just kind of like, well, you know, we went 2 different ways type of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we meet him, and that's Cottonmouth from Luke Cage.
Sweetback.
Sweetback Cottonmouth, because Chris is stupid. He's awesome. Like, the one thing that I can't get over is how well every single one of the characters in this movie, and there's a lot, not just the spider people.
There's a lot of characters.
There's a lot of characters.
A lot of villains, a lot of side characters.
A lot of world building.
Yep.
And none of it felt shortchanged. No, that's not true. There's a few that were shortchanged. Like Tombstone, for instance. Loved that he was in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Hated how he said nothing.
Yeah.
He was like a glorified bodyguard.
Pretty much.
Which I didn't like. But I still popped pretty hard that he was in it.
Yeah.
The other thing I didn't like was the the way Scorpion looked. Hated the way Scorpion looked. Really hated the way he looked.
Yeah.
Out of all the designs they could have come up with, especially because Dr. Octopus.
She was awesome in this.
She was awesome.
And that was a huge surprise. I wasn't expecting that scientist doctor to...
Floored by it.
What?
Floored by it.
And she had gross tentacles, too. Like, they were like watery, like fleshy looking things.
Bio, like...
Yeah,
gross. As soon as I saw it, I was like, ugh. That's gross. But that's an example of a perfect new take on Dr. Octopus.
Yeah.
And even the build-up was great. But I don't want to get too ahead. But so you had that wicked design.
Yeah.
You had even like Miles' original Spider-Man costume with the shorts and the sweater, which I didn't really like, but it still fit the character. I thought that looked really cool. Fat Spider-Man in his sweatpants and like 2 different socks or 2 different shoes, no less. I was like, man, like this is all really great.
Peter B. Parker.
Yeah. And then you get like this shitty, fucking ugly looking Scorpion. I mean, people might think he looks cool. I thought he looked like garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Or the Prowler. The Prowler looked fucking awesome.
Prowler looked awesome, but you know what? The way the sound design and the music all like incorporated into Prowler's presence.
Everything about Prowler.
When his music came on and that sound effect hit, I was just like, "Oh, this is awesome! Prowler is awesome."
So you have a whole bunch of this awesomeness.
Yeah.
And then you have like this shirtless, tattooed. They made him Mexican because of Homecoming, which I'm okay with. I was like, that's cool. That's the only thing I liked about it. Everything else, I was like, that's garbage.
Yeah.
But okay, so Miles Morales, his whole character arc was awesome. Like, I love that they were like basically saying, you have to be the guy that does this, and then eventually they're like, I have to do it. I have to sacrifice myself because he's not ready.
Yeah.
And he wasn't. And that was, like, and it led into that awesome scene where he's webbed up in the chair. His dad knows he's in the room, and his dad just pours his heart out and is just like, hey, man, look, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm really sorry. And he's trying to tell him that his uncle died. And he knows because he was there.
He was, like, right there.
And I was just like, I was almost crying at that part, too, because I was like, that is so, like... All he wants to do is just be there for his son, and his son is pushing him away, and he doesn't know why, but he's like, I'm still going to be here for you. And you can feel Miles, because his mouth is webbed shut, and he's like, he's fucked. He's just like, crap.
Yeah.
You know? And then that's the impetus for him to be Spider-Man. And I was like, that is amazing. That is so amazing, and it's beautiful. You know? So his arc is great. And then Peter B. Parker's arc is also great.
I loved his arc. It was such a unique take on
Peter
Parker. I was like, why not do this in the comics? Finally, make Peter older. He doesn't need to be young anymore. He's got all these great new young characters.
The fact that they made him older wasn't even the big thing. I like the fact that they made him beat down.
Well, I mean...
He lost Mary Jane.
Yeah.
Because of him, he fucked up, and that fucked his life up to the point where he's overweight. He's not as good as he used to be. He's that loser uncle that you're just kind of like, yeah, haha, your jokes are funny. Why did we invite him? You know? And then he's tasked with mentoring this young kid, and he's like, I don't want to do this. Like, there's no way I'm doing this. But he has to, because if not, all of existence gets destroyed, because Fisk is another one that's really surprising, but Fisk is going through different multiverses to find his wife and son because he let them get killed. Yeah. Which is actually a pretty good take on Kingpin, even though I didn't like Leif Schreiber's super Bronx accent.
Yeah, you didn't like that, right? I loved his appearance, though.
His appearance was great.
Just the hulking monster, like the way Bill Sienkiewicz drew him in that Daredevil freaking graphic novel back in the 80s.
Visually, Kingpin looked great.
Yeah. The
characterization of Kingpin was actually really good. I liked that he was basically willing to destroy everything just to get back the 2 people that he cared about the most, because it's his fault that they're gone.
Yeah.
And, I mean, the Bronx accent does make sense. Like, I'm not saying it doesn't. But the reasons why I liked it when Tom Holland broke it out in Civil War are the reasons why I don't like it in Kingpin, because it's one of the reasons why D'Onofrio's Kingpin is so awesome, because you know that he's from the Bronx. Like, he's from Hell's Kitchen, just like Daredevil. He doesn't want any trace of that accent because he feels he's better than the city. He wants to make the city better, but he's better than everyone in it.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason why. That's the only thing I don't like about Fisk. Everything else, awesome. I actually like that they give him that twist where he's just doing this to get his family back. But I also like that the same reasons why they left in the first place are the exact same reasons why they, whichever dimension he goes to, they're like, no, fuck this.
Yeah.
We can't have any part of this, you know? Which is interesting because at least with, like, Daredevil, the Netflix, sadly departed Netflix show, and I like that she's in on this stuff. She's, like, side by side with him. She's like, I know who you are. I know what you do. Yep. I want to do it too. I want to be a part of this. I was like, that's such a great take on Vanessa, as opposed to just being the idiot wife that has no idea. And then when she does find out, I think when she finds out in the comic books, she has a stroke or something, so she's incapacitated. And he ships her off to Europe, and then she gets better. Then she comes back to lead, and then I think she gets killed.
I don't remember. I know they had the son. The Rose.
The Rose. But no, I am pretty sure she came back and she was going to be the Kingpin for a bit, but then she ends up getting killed, and then Fisk is back. But anyway, so... Yeah. So Peter B. Parker's arc is awesome.
And Jake Johnson's greatest.
I was going to say Nick Miller.
Nick Miller.
Every time I talk about Jake Johnson, it's Nick Miller to me. Like, it's almost like I can't... Like, I know he's not Nick Miller, but he's Nick Miller to me. Because he's also one of my favorite parts of New Girl.
Oh, yeah. Easily.
Schmidt, too.
Yeah.
Him and Schmidt are probably my two favorites.
I love New Girl.
Actually, I like Winston. I like all the characters, except Zooey Deschanel is very inconsistent.
Yeah.
Like, in the beginning, super weird, nerdy girl. Then at the last season, super weird, nerdy girl. And you're like, what the fuck just happened here? And it's like a time jump. And anyway. So Peter B. Parker's entire run is great. And you're right. Like, I like that he's older. Mm-hmm. I like that he's had a career beyond this. It's one of the reasons why I really like Spider-Man in PS4. Because he's been doing it for 8 years.
Yeah.
This isn't like a brand new Spider-Man that's just learning the ropes. This is a guy that's been doing it long enough that most of New York loves the guy, knows that he's a hero, acknowledges that he's done a lot of good. So that way, like, when you swing by cops and stuff, they're not like, oh! They're like, hey, Spider-Man! You know what I mean? And it's like little things like that. And also just the fact that he's able to do things already. There's none of this learning curve. You're just like, okay, that's cool. You know? So I like this, but the interplay between Miles and Peter B. Parker is golden.
Oh, it's so good.
It's so golden.
Just like this loser Spider-Man teaching this new kid.
Yeah.
And saying thwip as her swam.
I was going to say, like, that's so good. And then double whip. You know? Double whip. I was like, this is awesome. And every time he says thwip, there's the visual sound effect, whip. I was like, man. But I do like that in meeting Miles, and then, of course, meeting the other spider guys, or spider people, that now you see Peter B. Parker becoming more closer to the Spider-Man that we're familiar with. Like, at the very end when he goes, hey, man, I'm sorry, you're just not ready, so I gotta do this. That's him basically being the Spider-Man that we grew up with, that we know and love. Yeah. You know? And it's no longer whether or not that he wants to be that guy, he just is now. He realizes that that's it. Yeah. And even though that scene with Mary Jane is kind of funny, I remember just being like, oh, they didn't have to do this. They didn't have to do this.
Oh, wait, in the dining
Yeah, in the dining hall. I was like, they didn't have to do this.
I thought that was hilarious.
It was funny, but it was one of those where it was, I knew they were going to do it, and I almost felt like they shouldn't have. It was still funny, though. I actually liked that scene better than I liked the end credit scene, which everyone was gung-ho about.
I love that. Did you like that? 2099? Back to the
I liked the initial
60s, the
2099 stuff.
Yeah.
When he's talking to Layla.
Yeah.
That I thought was awesome. I thought that was so cool. And it's Oscar... What's his face?
Oscar Isaac?
Yeah.
Was that Oscar Isaac?
Uncredited Oscar Isaac.
Oh, wow. That's really
I know.
cool.
I thought that was awesome. And then they had that, like, who are you? And
yeah.
At first I was like, that's kind of cool. And then after a while I was like, this is it. Huh.
I thought it was hilarious. Because that scene actually happened in the old show.
I know.
They just redid it with 2099.
I know.
And I enjoyed it.
Okay, great.
All right.
Great. I'm glad you did.
I'm actually really happy they added that much of the original cartoon into this movie.
There was a lot. A lot of the Easter eggs are really, really cool, too.
Yeah.
So we mentioned Miles. We mentioned Peter B. Parker. Oh, and I have to mention, we mentioned Prowler, but even Prowler's arc is really awesome.
Yeah.
Like, you know that he's Prowler because if you're a comic guy, you know that he's Prowler, right? And I like that they had that part. Like, a lot of the stuff from Ultimates, they throw into Miles in this version, which I thought was great. But this is the coolest Prowler I've ever seen in my entire life. Ever. He's actually almost scary.
Yeah.
And the sound effect that you were talking about was awesome because it was just like, holy shit. The second you heard it, you were like, Prowler. Oh,
like when Miles is invisible in his uncle's room
apartment.
And the Prowler walks in, he's just like...
And that was like so crazy, and he finds out that his uncle's Prowler. But then, when his uncle finds out that he's the new Spider-Man, I was like, oh, and he's just like, fuck, and takes off.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't get over that, and then of course gets killed, which was just
by Kingpin again.
Yeah.
Damn Kingpin. All
because he wouldn't kill his own nephew.
Yeah.
But that was perfect. I was just like, man, that's so crazy. And then, like I said, like that's the other big step for Miles to be better.
Yeah.
Because had he been the Spider-Man that they all wanted him to be, his uncle wouldn't have been killed. You know? And I love that that's the twist where, because of him, his uncle's killed. Mm-hmm. Right? That is amazing. Amazing. Now we can get into some of the other Spider. Like everything I've said so far. How do you feel? What I've said? You want to add anything to me?
I don't have anything. Like I didn't even write down Peony Parker. I'm not familiar with her at all. She's like a relatively new character in the comics, right?
I think wasn't it's all Spider-Verse stuff.
She was introduced at the same time as Spider-Gwen, wasn't she? Pretty much.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
I know nothing about her really. I don't really see how she's a Spider-Man because she has a spider robot and she's really smart. Is she related to the Parker in some sense?
Well, no, I think it's just one of those just Japanese Spider-Man.
That's all.
So that's all it is. So it's a mech, and Peony Parker. I think it's the spider is the spirit of her Uncle Ben.
Oh, okay.
And the spider is what was like controlling Spider Bot. That's all that is.
Okay.
It's just like the Indian version of Spider-Man, the Spider Clan.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that costume looks awesome.
That would have been sweet.
That would have been sweet too.
I would have been down with seeing or even the manga Spider-Man.
Yeah, but I like that they had a couple of women in there too.
Yeah.
You know?
I know.
It tips the scales a bit because, I mean...
There's got to be some other woman, though. I don't know her at all.
But the little bits that
Spider-Gwen is huge now. I understand her being
The little bits that we got I thought were great.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But the only other arc that I feel like we should talk about, though, is Spider-Gwen's arc. Mm-hmm. Because she's got an arc, too.
She's got a really big arc.
Her arc is great.
She appears before Peter B. Parker.
What I love though is that her arc is based around the fact that because she's Spider-Woman and because she caused the death of her best friend, she's like, I don't want anyone around me.
Yeah.
And her arc is now learning to be friends with people and be part of a group of people because, granted, they're all spider people. So,
yeah.
But her arc was really great, and now they're friends. And I like that they were friends. And they didn't actually hook up.
It tease a romance, but it ends on a friendship.
Yeah, but I mean, how are they going to do it, right?
Well, I mean, it's going to happen in the sequel.
Oh, I forgot to mention, what I liked, too, was the spider that bit Miles was from a different dimension. I loved that.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool because I was trying to figure out how they would explain it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like in Ultimate Verse, it's just another Oscorp spider that got out.
Yeah.
Which is easy, you know? And I always thought to myself, like, if I'm Norman Osborn and I know, or even like Dr. Octopus, Dr. Octavius, I should say, if I know that we created Spider-Man because we genetically engineered these spiders, why wouldn't I make more and do different things to them and see what happens, right?
Yeah. So
it made sense that that's how it happened. But I like in this one where it's just an interdimensional spider because of the rift that Fisk opened up. Spider Noir was great for laughs. Spider Ham was great for laughs. I love when it's just like, this can't get any weirder. That's where you're wrong. It can get weirder. My hands are wet because I washed them. You know, John Mulaney does the voice for Spider Ham, and he's actually one of the cleaner comics of recent memory. He's good. I like him. But Spider Ham is like,
Spider Ham is so funny,
so great. I don't remember him being like a full-on cartoon character in the comic books, but I liked that they did that. Where he just pulled out a hammer out of nowhere and stuff like that. So that was really cool. Spider Noir was great just for being Nick Cage as a 1950s thug.
Trying to figure out the Rubik's Cube, but he only sees black and white, so he doesn't get it at all.
But he keeps it anyway.
Yeah,
I, like, that's
I will figure this out.
It's genius.
Yeah, it's so good.
And I mentioned, we talked with Dr. Octopus, but I'm not quite done with that, just because I love that they played her up as just a expendable scientist, and then immediately it was just like, nope, she's Dr. Octopus. I was like, holy fuck, that's awesome! And it's Olivia Octavius. I was like, that is the coolest, that was such a huge surprise, so that when they showed up with other of the spider villains, I was like, that's really cool. That was the best surprise ever. Between that and killing off the original Spider-Man, those are the two big surprises, and I'm glad they didn't leak any of it at all. And I can't remember who does the voice for her, but she's done a lot of comedies and things like that. I was trying to remember her name. I meant to look it up and I forgot.
Yeah, I don't know.
But anyway, perfectly casted.
The whole cast was great.
I actually wouldn't...
The entire cast.
I wouldn't mind if the next version of Dr. Octopus we see is a woman. Like, if they go with this one for the homecoming crowd, well, they won't. But,
no.
Although, if they mind the Spider-Man game for their version of Octopus...
Perfect. So perfect.
I love that because, like...
Oh, man.
You meet him, you know he's going to become Dr. Octopus. I thought they were going to save that for the next game.
Yeah.
I honestly thought that would be the whole purpose of the next game, but... I actually just got to the part... This would be a little tangent, though. I just got to the part where he...
Sneezes.
Where he finally admits to Peter that he's got that degenerative disease.
Yeah.
You know? And even that was really cool because they show him, like, kind of touching his hand and he's kind of fumbling a bit. And then you start to get a sense that he's just doing this because he realizes his body's failing. Yeah, he wants to help everyone else, but ultimately this is for him too. And I was like, oh, this is so great.
Oh, that game, man. That game is so good.
Oh my god.
I can't wait till you finish this so we can just talk.
Yeah, that's an upcoming Camcast because the only reason why I got a PS4 was Spider-Man.
With Spider-Man. It came with Red Dead and you haven't even touched it.
I haven't even touched it. I've loaded it up.
Yeah.
I haven't even touched it. I instead waited like 15 hours for that game to fucking load.
You got a fucking good deal on that game, though.
I can't get over how good a deal that was.
Because I was going to buy the DLC after I beat the game. It's $33.49 right now.
Yeah, exactly.
And you got that and the game for how much?
$50.
Yeah. You got the game for $15.
Exactly. Unreal.
So I was like, I gotta wait.
$15.
I gotta wait for a sale.
50.
50. Yeah. The DLC is $35.
Yeah, so I got the whole thing. Everything.
That's what I'm saying. You got the game for $15.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got
Because you're paying $35 for DLC.
Yeah, I don't need that. But yeah, no, I thank you PS4 for having a 20% off coupon.
Yeah.
And it's funny that's
sweet.
Literally the first thing I did was like, oh, okay, Game of the Year edition.
Yeah.
Boop, boop, boop. $50. Done. Didn't even hesitate. And yeah, you're right. I haven't even touched Red Dead 2.
Yeah.
I don't know when I'm going to touch it.
Spider-Man was my game of the year. Like, hands down. I played a lot of games last year.
It has been such a huge year for Spider-Man. I hope. Actually, I have a really strong feeling that next year is going to be an even bigger year for him.
It was a giant year. And it's crazy that he's had his biggest year in years in the same year he lost his creators.
Yeah.
How weird is that?
It is crazy.
Like, not only do we have Into the Spider-Verse, we got the second Homecoming around the corner, Venom, which not really critically acclaimed, but making shit tons of cash.
It's making enough money that we're going to get to see Venom 2.
Yep.
And it's making enough money that I guarantee you there are talks about letting Marvel use Venom.
Oh, easily. Marvel's probably looking at that and going, wow.
Yeah.
Make a lot of money.
You know?
It'd be crazy not to.
Well, I mean, there was Avengers.
Yep.
You know?
His role in Infinity War, the Spider-Man game. The Amazing Spider-Man relaunch.
Yep, Amazing Spider-Man relaunch.
Awesome.
Into the Spider-Verse.
Yep.
And then next year, Avengers again, because he's going to have a big role in that one.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you thought his death was heartbreaking, wait till you see his reemergence. And then Spider-Man Far From Home, it can only get better. It can only get better. Like, it's fucking amazing. It's amazing.
It's amazing. We're using the word amazing a lot in this episode. It's
okay,
so
you know what? It's spectacular.
It is the web of.
That's not this. I knew you were going to say that too, and I'll let him say it.
It's ultimate.
It's ultimately the web of spectacularly amazing Spider-Man stuff.
Yeah. That.
Yeah. What else do we got here?
What we got?
The art design.
Art design.
I can't get over
that animation is amazing. Again, amazing.
Yeah.
It's. I told my brother, I'm like, okay, you're a graphic designer, you love art, go watch this movie. And he went and watched it, and he said, holy shit, I've never seen animation that good.
No. I mean, I can see why they
literally
took
a comic
4
brought
years
to life
do this movie.
Yeah.
I can see exactly why. But, like, it is absolutely incredible. I even like the touch where Miles is a graphic designer himself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, that's really cool. Man. The final scene where he has his full-fledged costume, awesome.
Yeah.
It's so awesome. And that whole end scene where the spiders are all fighting Fisk and all the other interdimensional shit that's happening is absolutely incredible. And then, like, Miles finally, like, just, I got this and does it, was just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So good. And then he has that hilariously awkward heart-to-heart with his dad, where he's telling him he's Spider-Man, and his dad's not getting it at all.
Yeah. Oh.
I do hope for the sequel that we get, that he does tell his dad officially, hey, I'm Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, like, I mean, I understand, I'm always for secret identities, but I do like when a couple of people are in on it. Because it makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, like Peter Parker and Ned. Ned knowing, now his mom knowing, I think.
Ned wasn't in this.
No, I'm talking about in Homecoming, sorry.
I know. Okay, what? Okay, Ned, was it Ned in Homecoming? Or do you have a different name in Homecoming?
Ned was in Homecoming.
But he looked like...
Gank.
And Gank wasn't in this.
No, Gank wasn't in this.
Because they made Gank Ned.
That's right.
And put him in Homecoming.
That's right, yeah.
How weird is that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially because, like, Ned literally is Gank.
Yeah.
Visually. But they gave him Ned Leeds' name. Whatever. I mean, that's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as the sequel goes, like, I remember when we talked about this, I knew this was going to do good. I didn't think it was going to do this good. Although, right at the beginning, it had a rough go.
It's a superhero cartoon, and it's struggling, but it's...
Titans bombed.
Titans... Well,
I don't know if it bombed. I can't say that it bombed, but it didn't do that well.
This has made $220 million worldwide right now.
Yeah.
It had a budget of $90 million without marketing costs.
Yep.
So it's made money, not a ton, but $220 million for an animated superhero cartoon.
Not only an animated superhero cartoon, but like a niche. This is not like a standard superhero cartoon.
No.
This is like multi-dimensional. Like, this is a comic book.
This is a very
movie.
Absolutely.
The kids will go and watch this and love this. But if you're not a comic book fan, you might kind of go, I don't know what's going on, or it's not that it's heavy by any means, but there is a lot going on that you might not.
There's a ton going on. Like
Aunt May is amazing in this movie.
She was so good in it.
You know, Aunt May was amazing in this movie. The short bits that we got with MJ were great, though. Like they've done a lot of really good stuff with MJ lately too. Like in the comic books, really stepped up her character.
I'm so happy they're leaning towards them getting back together. Like,
yeah, me too.
I'm just like, finally.
Well, they're back together in the comic books now.
Yeah, but it's kind of like, I think it's kind of a weird situation. I haven't read the last few issues.
Yeah, me neither, so.
But I think it's kind of like, we're together, but friends with benefits type of deal right now.
Oh, okay.
Like, they love each other, but they're not really together yet.
Whereas with Spider-Man PS4...
That's my favorite version of Mary Jane ever. The fact that she is, like, a reporter for the Daily Bugle.
But, like, an investigative, like, Lois Lane reporter.
Yeah.
I was amazed that they leaned into that one.
They kept him away from the Bugle completely.
They acknowledged that he did it, though.
Yeah.
Which I liked. But then she started to do it. I'm at the point where, spoilers, he saves her from that whole, like, tent thing.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And fucks everything up because he thought she was in trouble and she really wasn't. And she was actually going to help. So she's pissed at him right now. Mm-hmm. She gave him the Peter. But, yeah.
Oh, Stanley's cameo on this.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
That might be my favorite cameo of his. Outside the game.
Oh, the game one.
The game one.
The game one was great.
I love the game one because it was him as himself saying, I always loved the two of you together.
Yeah.
Because he did. He wasn't happy when they broke the marriage up.
Oh, yeah.
Because he kept doing those little strips in the comic book news with his brother. And he kept them together the whole time.
Yeah, no, I loved that one. That was so great. I got teary-eyed when I saw it.
I got teary-eyed in that.
Which is ridiculous.
And I got teary-eyed in this. But this was fresh because this was right after he passed.
That's right.
This was the first time I've seen him.
It was a little...
So when he came up there and heard his voice, I was just like, oh. But he basically tells Miles that anyone can be Spider-Man.
Yeah. Which is great because that was his whole conceit. Like, his whole thing was like, he's covered in head to toe. I mean, anybody could be Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. We don't know what he looks like.
You could be Spider-Man.
Yeah, which I always loved that
no
idea.
Returns. Points to the sign and say no returns.
Yeah.
No refunds, no returns.
Yeah. If it doesn't fit, you can take it back or whatever. Yeah. Or no, he says you'll grow into it.
Yeah, you'll grow into it.
And then it's just like no returns. I was like, that is awesome. That is so great. But that was great too.
That was a great cameo.
Yeah, like I said, like aside from the Bronx voice in Kingpin and the design choice for Scorpion, that's literally the two small things that were kind of for. Oh, and Tombstone, 3 minor issues.
Incredibly minor. Like
it's still 5% out of 5.
It's a 5 out of 5.
It's 5 out of 5.
Like this movie right here to me is the second best film I saw in 2018, only behind Mission Impossible Fallout.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have to say.
This is my second favorite movie last year.
Yeah, I would have to say I'd have to agree.
Yeah.
Because Fallout was so good.
Oh, Fallout's like...
Fallout is actually untouchable.
Perfect action movie.
It is untouchable.
Yeah.
The only thing that's going to maybe fuck with Fallout is if Mission Impossible 7 is that much better.
Oh, man. They set the bar high.
It's going to be real tough.
It's a really high bar.
You know what it is? It's going to be really tough because I don't think Macquarie's coming back.
So right there, it's kind of like, ooh.
Yeah. So like the next guy that shows up is going to be like basically suicidal because you'd have to be.
Yeah.
And they're already saying like the only way to top this is to put them in space, which I don't think they should do.
No.
I don't think they should do that.
No.
Because then Tom Cruise will die in space.
Now we're going to Moonraker, and we know what Moonraker did to James Bond.
No, but see, that's the thing. I don't... You know, if they got Macquarie back and said they were going in space, I'd be like, you know what? This will probably be awesome.
Yeah, that would be all right. Got Macquarie back.
But, I mean, who knows? But yeah, so like, those 2 movies... This was a really good year for movies, though.
It was a really great year.
Yeah.
Like, my top 10 it's a solid top 10. They're movies I'll watch over and over again.
Hereditary is another one that I'll watch again.
Hereditary was really good.
I watched A Quiet Place recently.
Love A Quiet Place. That's in my top 10.
I actually liked Hereditary better.
Really?
I thought it was a better movie.
For me, it's Quiet Place.
Quiet Place was really good.
Love that movie.
The ending was telegraphed.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I had a feeling that the way it was going to play out was the way it was going to play out. but still really good. Really good. The aliens were insane. Like, just a crazy way to do the aliens.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But I even love that the Krasinski was just like, I was like it always just seems like it happens slowly over time where I feel like we'd just be so fucked. Like, they would just hit us. And then we just, like, boom, we'd be fucked, right?
Yeah.
Kind of reminded me of Rain of Fire.
Yeah.
How quickly the Earth was almost wiped out.
You're not prepared.
Exactly. Like, how are you prepared for, like, these aliens that literally can't see you but echolocate you? Like, I was just like, huh. There's a lot of real good to it. I just feel like Hereditary edged it right out. It's very close, though.
I saw a perfect 5 out of 5 movie the other night, and it surprised the hell out of me because I wasn't expecting anything from it. Searching with John Cho.
Wait, what?
Searching. It is so good. The whole movie is shot through a computer. So it's all through like Skype videos and chat rooms and him on his phone.
Oh, Searching with John Cho.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I heard about this.
Man, holy shit, that's a good movie.
Really?
Edge of my seat the whole 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
So good.
Okay. All right.
I can't recommend it enough.
Okay.
I was shocked.
I will definitely check it out.
I was shocked. But Into Spider-Verse, I think I'm pretty much done with it.
Yeah, I'm pretty much done with it too.
It's a masterpiece.
It is a masterpiece.
I'll say it's tied to Spidey 2. I love Spidey 2 so much.
It's...
This is so good, though.
Yeah,
like,
it's so close.
Like, to me, a movie has to have heart.
There's a shit ton of heart.
There's a lot of heart in this.
So
that's
much
why I
heart
love Bumblebee, too. Because that's why I love Bumblebee,
yeah,
too.
That's what you were saying.
It's just like something that makes you smile and cry. And they say when you watch a really good movie, you're experiencing what it's like to be hypnotized. Because you are hypnotized by the performances and the story.
Oh!
And if you get into it so much where you're tearing at something make-believe, you're hypnotized by it.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. 100%.
Yeah.
That makes
that
a lot
movie
of sense.
did this.
Yeah, I got lost in this movie, and it was great.
Mm-hmm.
It's, yeah. Like I said, like, it's a close second for Spider-Man movies, and it did bump Homecoming. Because, like I said, a lot of the Spider-Man stuff I really liked and was done better than even Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 3, you know? But this movie is so good.
It's so hot.
It's hilarious, because if you would have said, hey, like, one of your favorite Spider-Man movies is going to be an animated...
That actually went to theaters?
Yeah, an animated cartoon that went to theaters more about spider characters that aren't your Spider-Man, I'd have been like, yeah, okay. Like, I'll probably like it. I don't think it'll be one of my favorites. This is one of my favorites.
Excluding Teen Titans from this year. Excluding Teen Titans. Mask of the Phantasm is the only other superhero cartoon that went to theater. Which just so happens to be my favorite Batman movie ever. So, like... that is so good. Like, you know, that's so like
good.
What this movie is doing right now should show Marvel and DC, like, we could put our animated movies into theaters.
Oh, yeah.
We'll make money.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that they should do their, like, hour and a half straight to video versions that they've been doing. Do that straight to video. But, like, well, this has led into Reign of the Superman getting a limited release in LA and New York.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think they don't say that, but it's getting a limited release in theaters.
Well, it's gotta be from the
success. And the only thing I can think of is because of how well this movie's done.
Yeah.
Although, to their credit, Superman versus Doomsday, the first part was awesome. That was a high-quality animated flick that could have seen a release in theater. But I'm glad they didn't, because it would have bombed.
Yeah.
So I think now they're at that stage where they're going to test the waters.
Batman Hush is coming. April. Yes.
I can't wait for that one. I really can't.
See, they could put that in the theater.
I just wonder how much they're going to fit in. Because I want to see Nightwing. I want to see Catwoman.
You know what? If they're not going to cut it into 2 movies, please just do a full 2-hour movie then.
Oh, yeah.
Don't do the hour and a
half. Give me 2 hours.
It's a cartoon, so we're only doing 80 minutes. No!
Yeah.
Go full 2 hours.
Although I feel like that's a 2-parter.
It is.
It has to be.
I don't think they're doing 2 parts.
But it has to be, because you've got Joker, you've got Riddler, you've got Ra's al Ghul, you've got Talia, you've got Catwoman, you've got Harold. I don't know if they're going to introduce Harold.
Superman.
You got Superman, Poison Ivy. You've got
everybody.
Hush. You've got fucking Clayface.
Yeah.
Tommy Elliott. You've got Dick Grayson. Tim Drake. You've got Harley, Killer Croc. That's the one I was trying to remember.
Everybody is in there.
Like, it is a huge catalog of villains and heroes. You have to do... Like, I have to look more into this because I feel like unless they do a really good job of streamlining it, it's going to be hard.
I'm psyched for it. I wonder what they're going to do for the animation, if they're going to try to mock Jim Lee's art.
I hope they do.
I really do. If they do like an anime Jim Lee, oh man, it's going to be good.
I feel like they're going to do the same thing they did with Miller's Batman.
Yeah.
Because they almost kind of have to. Because even in Batman Year One, that art style is similar to Dave Mazzucchelli or whoever did the art. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Dave, it's
something like that.
Dave Mazzucchelli, or I can't remember how to say his name.
Mazzucchelli.
But it's very similar to his art, and then of course, The Dark Knight Returns is Frank Miller animated. You know, so
yep.
I feel like that's the only way to do it. You know, because if they suddenly start doing it like their stock anime feel, then I
won't feel anything for it.
It'll be good, but it won't be like as cool as seeing like almost a live action Jim Lee comic.
I wonder who they're getting for voices too. I really hope it's Conrad and Hamill.
You know what? I think it'll be Baker. Troy Baker for Joker.
Yeah, well, he's a pretty solid Hamill impersonator.
He's a pretty solid one. They probably rock out with Bruce Stern.
Yeah.
Because they've been doing him quite a bit lately.
Yeah,
this is really good.
He did Gotham by Gaslight, didn't he?
He's done a couple of them, actually.
Because Gotham by Gaslight was really good.
His Bruce Stern, I think, was in the Under the Red Hood.
Okay. Yep.
I'm almost positive he was Under the Red Hood's Batman. He's a really good Batman too, though. His Batman's really good. I just want to see everyone. I want to see all the characters. I just don't want anyone to be left out.
Reign of the Superman and Hush coming out in the same year.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I'm just buying them.
And also, Battle Angel Alita.
I'm psyched for it, man.
It looks great.
Straight up.
It looks fucking awesome.
I'm sorry it's going to bomb hard.
I'm not sorry
I'm standing by that it's going to bomb.
I want it to be good. Like, it looks good. I like the Jason Bourne feel for cyborgs. Plus, I'm a sucker for anime and live-action anime. And you know what? I love that they gave her anime eyes.
Yep.
And people still complained.
I love it.
And people still complained.
There's nothing weird about it. I like it. Yeah, they still complain.
They still complain.
It's like, you can't make them happy.
I know with Ghost in the Shell, they were tempting fate by casting Scarlett Johansson. And not casting a Japanese actress. They were really tempting fate.
And the only one all upset about it was everyone except the Japanese community.
I don't think I ever heard any of the Japanese people.
Japan was like, we love Scarlett. This is great.
Yeah. And white people, the social justice warriors
were
like, why couldn't you cast an Asian person? So then at the end, they're like, no, she was Asian. We just changed her face. Not good enough.
Yeah.
Whereas I watched it, I was like, that's actually pretty cool that they went that far.
Yeah.
But they didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
They had a feeling white people were going to be pissed off about it. It's funny how, like, I don't hear too many, like, Asian people going, hey, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Or black people going, hey, how come Captain America's white? Why can't he be black? They don't say anything like that.
They're not mad that the friggin' Americans are making Godzilla movies.
Not that I talk to a lot of black people, but I haven't heard too many people going like, you know, James Bond should be black, right? I've never once heard that.
I've never heard anyone say it in public.
Just all of a sudden they're like, yeah, let's get Idris Elba for James Bond. Why?
Yeah.
He's a great actor. He would make a great James Bond, but if James Bond isn't a code name...
Which we talked about before.
If it was a code name...
If they said it was a code name, I'd be okay with it.
Yep.
But it's his actual name. Because
in Skyfall, they said that it's his actual name, then no. Can't do it. You can make a character who's black, who's a James Bond character,
yeah.
make $1 million of them.
Introduce them to the next one, 009 if you want.
He doesn't even have to be part of this world. They can just make their own.
They could.
You know?
They could.
He could be British too if they like.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking ridiculous. So,
yeah.
episode 2 of 2019. Wow. We
Uh-huh.
got through it.
Uh-huh.
And I'm still sick.
You're still sick. You're doing pretty good, though. You've only had one sneeze attack.
Oh,
With
wow.
no sniffles.
It popped in my ears, so now I have absolutely no idea how loud I'm being. I've been trying to pop it back. Oh, okay. So this one is good.
You good?
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Incredible film. If you haven't seen it yet, go support it.
Go see Aquaman. Go see Spider-Man. And just go out and watch cartoons and comic book movies. Just support all the stuff that you like so that we get more of it.
Absolutely.
Simple as that.
Yeah. Support the good stuff. Go support Bumblebee. You want good Transformers movies, you got to support that.
Yep, I'm definitely going to have to go see it because
support it.
I will say this, until I saw the trailers, I was like, this is dumb. This is a waste of time. This is so stupid. I saw the trailers, I'm like, okay, it looks better than Pacific Rim 2, and I was pumped for Pacific Rim 2. I have yet to watch it.
Mm-hmm. It was all right for what it was.
Which I'm getting sick of saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's
you know what, for what it was pretty good.
Well, Guillermo del Toro was doing the sequel.
Well, what was it? Was it a pile of shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of, but it was a good pile of shit.
It was a good pile of shit. Some one of those fresh-smelling ones. You know?
Yeah, you know, the kind where you're just like...
near your face.
It should smell worse, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
For what it was.
I don't know.
That's the big cop-out one.
Yeah. Support good movies, though. That's basically what it comes down to.
Oh, yeah.
And what you're supporting, support us!
Yeah. And you can do that by liking, sharing,
subscribing,
and always subscribing. Multiple platforms.
SoundCloud, iTunes.
Yeah.
Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
Yep.
We get around.
Eventually, we'll be on all the platforms, but right now we've just hit those 5.
Yes.
The ones that matter.
Pretty much.
We'll get to the other ones when we get around to it.
Yeah. Maybe. We'll see. Until next time. Which, we're getting really damn close to our Glass episode.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Glass is coming.
Oh, I can't wait.
What? I'm excited.
What date is that?
I want to say 22nd.
I was thinking, it was 22nd.
I think it's 22nd.
The Glass episode, I can't wait. So I guess our next episode will have to be Unbreakable Split.
Unbreakable Split Glass.
I'm done. I'm done with this.
What?
This is horse shit. Unbreakable split glass?
Yeah.
You thought that was the funniest thing in the whole world.
It was funny.
Yeah, to who?
Not my fault. I'm better at dad jokes than you.
Yeah, if you're not wearing your geek pants, you're naked.
These pancakes are delicious.